Hi, it's Stephanie. This screener is to run through Tom's latest noteworthy PowerPoint template, and specifically a comment that Carmen had entered in. And the comment was valid. I thought it was really quite important because a lot of us use corporate templates and we're constrained by those templates. In other words, we can't change the colors of the fonts or anything like that. So when we see cool stuff like this leather-bound notebook, we go, oh my God, I'd really like to use this, but how do I use this in an environment that looks like this? Now, this is a sample corporate template. This is just a bit of an exaggeration because most of them don't look quite this bad, but you can see that I am working within some constraints here. I really want to use the notepad look and feel, but how do I do that with this? And typically a corporate template will be structured like this. It'll have a header and a footer. The header and the footer are usually reserved for branding, and that branding can't change. The look, the feel, the logo, the colors, the size, none of that is allowed to change. They also usually have a title, and that also isn't allowed to change. You might be able to change the size, but you're not supposed to change the color or the font. And then the bullet points represent the content in the presentation, and again, that can't change either, including the bullets, the colors and the shapes and whatnot. So this is just what you have to work with, and so I thought, well, let's do a screener and see what I can do with this. So let's take a look at the title page. This would be the title page in the before, the corporate template, and now here's the new title page with the notebook applied. It looks quite a bit different. It looks quite a bit more sophisticated, and yet I haven't really deviated from the corporate standards. The header and the footer remain. The branding and the colors remain. The font is actually the exact same font and size as was in the previous version. The only thing that changed was that this paragraph changed to white instead of the default blue. Now normally you can get away with that. You can change things to white, black, or variations of gray without corporate communications getting up in arms. Now, I did this. You can see that the leather here is not the same color. Tom's leather is a browny color, and I couldn't really use that with this template. It would clash too much. So what I did, I'm just going to pop over to the Slide Master and show you that I inserted the pictures that Tom had previously broke apart into individual files in his template. I inserted these objects in and sized them the way I wanted them, and then I just double clicked on the image, went to the color menu in PowerPoint, and you can see that all the default colors in this corporate template appear. So I can use any of these colors that I want, either the light or the dark variations, and I'm not going to be going outside the boundaries of the corporate standards. As I scroll through, you can see that the dark blues and the dark greens actually don't look too bad, but I find that they clash overall. It starts to get really loud. So I decided to go with a gray instead, and that's the change that I made there. Now another change that I'd made is that behind the scenes there is a gradient box. Instead of it just being white, and let me just go back to white so you can see here. The white is just screams. It's so loud, it's such a high contrast, and it's so hard on your eyes. And to soften that up a little bit, also to create a little bit of perspective, a bit of a containing area, I created this gray gradient box, and it's a transparent fill at the top, and then it's a light gray at the bottom. So let's go back over here to the actual slides, and so there's our title page. Here's a typical content slide, and that's the before. And then here's the content slide after. And you can really see that gray box coming into play here behind the scenes. It just softens the overall look up. Again, if we go back over to stark white, it's really white. Here, it's still white, and it's still within the corporate constraints, but a little softer. If I didn't do that on this slide, watch what happens. This is the exact same slide without the gray box in the background, and everything starts to compete with each other. All the elements are now competing. The gray box allows a little bit of separation and focus into the center area, which is the only area in a corporate template that you actually have some control over, and you are, in this case, sticking with corporate guidelines because you're still using the same fonts, colors, sizes, and styles. And here's a couple other examples. Just down over here is a wide screen, wide format that Tom had previously done. I added some pictures in, and then I did it again a different way with a different kind of paragraph layout and different picture layout. So I think that you actually do have quite a bit of flexibility using these great free objects that are provided by the community, and hopefully you find some inspiration and have some fun with it. Bye.